When a man is at his lowest, his ultimate objective is survival of the fittest. And they will use anything as a tool, as a stepping ladder to get where they want.
This statement is only partially true because every man that's with a woman when he's struggling at the bottom is not planning to leave her once he's able to rise to the top. Hey, what's up everybody? In this video, I want to talk to y'all about why is it that some people believe that as soon as a man get a little money and he starts making his rise to the top, he's gonna bail on a woman that he's with. This is not necessarily true, and every man doesn't fit in this box. So like I said before, anytime somebody uses a statement that something is always or it never is the case, more than likely this person is probably wrong. So you can't listen to that statement. So what I want to do is roll this clip, and then I'm going to tell y'all about a personal thing that happened to me, and I want y'all to evaluate my situation. Tell me if y'all think I switched up or I was just keeping it real with the woman I was with at the time. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button.
The type of women that men want, they have to work their ass off to become a different version of themselves to get access to those women. And what women don't realize is when a man is at his lowest, his ultimate objective is survival of the fittest. And they will use anything as a tool, as a stepping ladder to get where they want.
Even if a man will use any tool to get what they want, this doesn't mean that a man that's dating a woman at that time is going to be using her. Sometimes men still want to find love when they're at their lowest point, but if you think that a man is only out here to screw a woman in order for him to survive, then that's your own opinion, that's your own thoughts. But that's not the case for every man. Like, some men aren't going to cling on to some mediocre woman just so he can keep his head above water. Men like myself, I'll always find a way. Like, anytime I broke up with a woman, I always figured a way to survive. I never had to depend on a woman like some of these men out here and some of these women that been through that predicament that, you know, helped the man get to the top, and now she butt her because things ain't going her way.
When you work with a man at his lowest, men see women as mirrors to themselves, and they see you at their lowest.
Me being the type of man I am, I will tell you for a fact that I do see women that I'm dating on my level at that time. This doesn't necessarily mean that just because I see you as a reflection of myself that I see you as a loser. Like, maybe we both down, but at the same time, if I'm really rocking with you, I'm gonna do my best to try to bring the two of us up. That way we can rise and build an empire together.
And they don't want you to reflect back on them where they came from, because they used you to build themselves up, and now they need another level to go to, something that's harder. You wasn't hard to conquer. You just helped him go on to the next woman.
And with this statement, I would have to disagree, because every man is not looking for the next level up when it comes to a woman. Me personally, I am always looking for the next level up in life. I want to be the best I could possibly be in all situations. So even if the woman I'm with is not the best looking woman out there, if she struggled with me and she inspired me and helped me, you know, climb the ranks to who I am becoming today, I'm gonna stick it out. So for her talking about, oh, I'm just using her and I'm just going ahead and just cut her off once I find the next level up, that's weak mentality. Like, all men don't think like this. This is the talking and the lingo of a woman that's been broken by a man screwing her over.
The woman that wouldn't fuck with him or even look his way because she is a prize.
I tell you for a fact, I don't view any woman as a prize. The main reason I say this is because there's a lot of women out here. They are common. You can find a lot of women doing the same stuff out here. They on OnlyFans. They go to work. They come home and they just watch movies, doing, you know, simple stuff. I'm not trying to say every girl's out here doing, you know, dangerous things with their body and putting it out there for the internet to see. But most people that's out here aren't doing too much with their lives. So for a man to feel like a woman is a prize, she have to bring way more value to the table other than just, you know, looking cute. But some men will fall for that, but other men won't, like myself. Alright, so I'm gonna tell you about this incident that happened a while ago, you know, some time ago, when I was with this girl and everything. So I want y'all to judge me and tell me if you think I switched up because I started leveling up in life. So this how it occurred. Me and the old girl, we met and everything, and you know how it typically is, y'all in that little honeymoon phase. Everything was good. everything was happy and peachy and stuff, and she believed in me. And at that point, I was doing software development. I was making mobile apps and stuff, and my whole thing was any woman I'm talking to, I'm gonna make sure that she messing with a real dude, and we're gonna level up together. We're gonna do good things. So while we was like years going on in, she slowly started losing that faith that she had in me. Like it wasn't the same over time. It got to the point where we decided to move together and stuff, but a bigger of the burden was put on her because I'm still trying to build myself up in order for us to have a better life, because I had a dream and a vision, and me being a hardworking man I ain't never giving up. So I just kept on fighting and pushing through all the adversity, and before she came along, my life was only structured to be able to maintain just two individuals. It wasn't set up to take care of a family of four. So with that being said, I feel like we got to work together on this. It can't just be one individual, but at the same time, she still had to shoulder most of the problems and stuff, but it wasn't like she was paying all the like bills and stuff. We was basically splitting the bills, but when it came to other things like going out, she just had to front that temporarily. So over the time, it got to the point where she got annoyed because it just wasn't, the money and the dream wasn't really adding up and stuff. So I'm assuming that the girl started seeing me and viewing me on the same level as the typical bums out here that can't get anywhere. But at the same time, don't forget that most of the bums you compare me to, they don't have degrees. They don't have the same level of intellect and IQ and the proof and knowledge that I have the willpower to get what I want. They just regular old men out here. But when you start listening to people whispering, sweet nothings in your ear, you will get your mentality warped and stuff like that. And me being the type of person I am, I start honing in on irregularities when it comes to people's actions. So one of the things that caught me off guard was the fact that she decided to post a male best friend on social media. And me, y'all know, if y'all been watching my channel, I don't play that. You ain't no male best friends around here. You about to be talking to none of these dudes while we together. So if you got enough balls to do that, that's strike one right there. But I called her out ASAP on that, but it wasn't forgotten. So over the time, I think something occurred that she ended up losing her job. So me having this dream, I said, you know what, I gotta put this on hold. She needs me. I need to go find me a job. I need to go get back into the field of IT. So it took me like one job application, and I got my job as an engineer just like that. But by the time I got to the job, she found her a new job, and she felt real cocky, and she felt as if this man, he ain't on my level. I got this money, he need me. Yeah, y'all know how people be when they start getting god complex going on and stuff. Then not only that, the girl started changing her password, want to hang out at work. I'm like, nah, this ain't gonna last long. I need to start looking at myself and thinking, should I be in this situation? Because I don't like none of this stuff I'm seeing, and I ain't a weak man that's gonna tolerate this type of behavior. So it get to like December and everything, and then that's when I started my first week of work, and then things really took off from there. I'm gonna go ahead and play this clip right here that I mentioned the other day. Y'all ain't heard this unless y'all went to my Instagram. I'm gonna play this, and then I'm gonna continue the story. I remember the final words my ex-girlfriend said to me before I realized I had to mentally check out. She told me while we was at this expensive restaurant that I was paying for that maybe you should save your money because you never know where we will be next year. So when she said that, I had to actually think about what she meant and everything. It wasn't about where we was going to be. It was more so of the relationship, where this is going to be and everything like that. So while I was in disbelief thinking maybe we can make this work, the very next day when I woke up, I had a brand new mindset. I told myself there's no making it work. You said some stuff that crossed the line. There's no point of return. Certain things you just don't say to people if you truly cherish and care about them. So when that had occurred over the next few months while I was preparing myself to move on my life, I noticed that seeing that I detached from her, she was, trying to come back around in her own friendly way. But no, I'm mentally checked out, and I'm using this same sadness that I had, built inside in order to get myself back in shape and motivate myself to be a greater person. So, moral of the story is, don't hold on to people that don't want to hold on to you. Don't be a fool thinking that you could, make things work when the signs are clear as day that they possibly won't. Exactly. And then, I got people leaving comments talking about, why did you stick around for so long? I'm like, first of all, the rent was high as ever, and me being the type of man I am, I'm not gonna leave somebody just high and dry. But as time started going on, I'm like, I want to move on with my life. I want to find somebody else, and I can't stay under the same roof if I'm supposed to be respecting the household, especially if the house was in her name, but I'm assisting paying the bills in there because ultimately the plan was to buy the house. But people talking about some, why didn't you use up and leave? I'm like, because I'm being a good dude, but like I say, I want to find love, and you can't bring a woman in that household, so I'm like, I gotta get out of there. But she was under the impression that I had basically used her in order to get my life together, in order to leave her. And I'm like, that's not the case. This entire time, I didn't say no dream. This was the whole plan the entire time for us to move up together. But seeing that you start acting fishy, I'm like, well, fuck all that. I'm taking my toys and I'm leaving. That's just the mentality I always had growing up, and that's a mentality that I can't escape from. I gotta have that same outlook on life where I gotta protect myself. Like, if you aren't really, making the same investment in me that I'm trying to make in you, then I become a big jerk and I can't help it. So, I don't feel like I switched up on that woman. I feel like that I held out long as possible. And not only that, one of the things that I was requiring from her was, to be able to grow and learn to articulate your thoughts and speak, from an emotional standpoint without the arguments and stuff. Because that's something that I had to work on, because that was one of my weaknesses. But at the same time, it wasn't really portrayed the way that the way I thought she could have done it, because I done it. That was my fault for thinking that she could do the same. If you ain't making no effort and you ain't showing that you want to elevate and make the initiative to grow with me, then for me to hold on to you, I would be a fool. So with that being said, leave a like, a comment, or subscribe. This your boy Labz, and I'm out.